Hi, my name is Jay Grams. My family has owned the Volo Auto Museum since 1960. We have a few hundred of the most exciting collector cars, and they're all for sale in one location. I personally have handpicked them from around the country. Welcome to my sales shop. Come on, let's go for a spin. In 1956, this is one of the world's most expensive cars. The 1956 Continental Mark II. This is another car from the Claude O estate. We purchased 25 cars from him, and he had a full-time mechanic maintaining his cars. He wanted to be able to drive any car at any time. So far, everything's been fantastic that we've gotten from the collection. I was in this car, I noticed the clock is even ticking. Go to volocars.com. That's where you can read all the specs, take your time looking at the pictures, and you will find a price tag on every one of our cars along with a monthly finance option at volocars.com. If you enjoy the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click on that bell icon, that way you're notified as the new cars are posted. We have really amazing cars lined up, so make sure you do click on that. For right now, join me, let's go for a spin. It's a big car. Yeah, the 56 Lincoln. They made the Mark II for 56 and 57. I just called it a Lincoln. This is not a Lincoln. It's a standalone model. The Continental is the model of this car for those 2 years only. It is a Ford product. It is a Continental, not a Lincoln. Even at $10,000 price tag, the top of the line Barrett's convertible Eldorado was $6,500. This car was 10 grand. And even at 10 grand, Lincoln lost $1,000. There you go again. Continental lost $1,000 per car. These were so expensive to build. They were hand assembled. But they wanted to compete with the Rolls Royce. They wanted to make a name for themselves. This was the flagship of the whole Ford company. So they really went out there and built an impressive car. And impressive it is. Just look at its stature, its size, its form. Really an impressive car. Underneath is absolutely solid. The floors, the inner quarter panels, rockers, all of it looks to be original metal, looks to be completely solid. The frame and chassis is just smooth metal. It's not even flaky. The suspension and brakes and all that sort of stuff is just all clean looking. I'm sure it's just been maintained as needed. The exhaust on these, it's dual exhaust. It actually runs up inside the rocker panel on each side. The exhaust does look a lot more recent. So underneath is very respectable but completely solid. This is not a rusty car. The exterior of the car is very good. It's had a one-time repaint years ago, so there are a few flaws in the paint, but it is smooth and shiny and it shows really well. Now the body is excellent. This long hood, absolutely straight, fits real nice. God, from tip to tip, there's the hood. It's one of the longest ones I've seen. The fenders, the doors, the whole side of the car is absolutely straight. The body line's nice. All the gaps are square and flush. No rust, no damage. I don't see any. Here's a couple little bubbles, smaller than my pinky nail right down there, and some really tiny, not even bubbles, I'll call them pimples back there. So all fits real nice, all real straight. This is all clean. This side's just as good. I don't see any bubbles on this side. It fits really nice. Again, square and flush. All this lines up. Absolutely straight. So having a nice straight body with smooth, shiny paint, that has a lot to do with first impression. Now, it is an older paint job, so like I said, there's some flaws. There's a little nick right here, right close to the trim. The paint is a little chipped up. A little chip on the edge of the door, a little chip there, a little chip there. Original chrome, there's some mild pitting on the grill. The bumper has some freckles. They're not pits, but a little bit of tarnish on the bumper. That's original. I'm looking at the paint. Here's a chip right here, little one there. Oh, that one wiped off. This is the biggest flaw in the paint. Looks like the paint was cracked and a little piece of it actually chipped off. There's a chip right up here on the roof. Oh, no, another one that cleaned off. I'll just keep going around the car and wiping all these chips off. Corner of the trunk lid. So aside from some chips, paint and body is beautiful. Now these hubcaps, I've heard a lot of people make a big deal about these hubcaps. I think they're all hand assembled, very expensive, probably not available if you needed those hubcaps. You don't need them on this car. They're all in really nice shape. American classic, big fat radial white wall tires. The stainless trim is all very good original. It's straight and relatively shiny. Exhaust comes through the bumpers. Taillight lenses are real nice. The trim back here is very good. Door handles are good original. So all the chrome and trim is good original. One-time repaint. The car has 65,000 miles on it. The interior, you're really in for a treat. Let's open it up and check it out. So earlier, Lincoln Continentals had the tire on the back and became known as the Continental kit. So they still continued, they mimicked that design on the Continental. You got a little armored man here protecting the lock for the trunk. Ooh, that's a lot of metal there. So under the trunk, looks nice. Trunk light works. The entire trunk compartment's carpeted with bound edges. This looks like what a Rolls Royce trunk would look like. You do have the spare tire mounted right here, right in your way. That's also, I guess, why they have the hump in the trunk lid. And the jack, the whole jack assembly and the original bag is here. It was laying in the trunk. I just slid it up in there. The rubber or leather strap is broken. But you got some extra trim. And all those little chips we just talked about, there you go. Can be touched up pretty easily. So that's the trunk compartment. Like I said, you're in for a treat for the interior. It reminds me of going down to Nashville. If anyone's walked in the boot barn with all those leather boots, you smell the leather. That's what this interior is like. From 5 feet away, it smells like a leather store because it's all new leather. The door jambs are nice and clean. But that upholstery there on the door panels, all glove soft leather. Someone just spent, or Claude just spent a lot of money on this interior. All the interior chrome is in really nice shape. This has power vent windows. Not just power windows, but power vent windows. They all work. Here's your power seat. Working. Look at this stainless trim. Look at all this chrome. Got the ashtray. It's even shiny on the inside. That door panel is beautiful. They had a brass plaque for the VIN number instead of just a stamped metal one. All rewrapped in leather. This is glove soft leather all around the dash. The instrument panel, all the gauges are excellent. Has a working clock, has a tachometer. Look at the bezel, the knobs, pristine condition. Town and Country radio. All of this is mint, not broken up. And all these cool levers. The steering wheel is in really nice shape, but it does have a crack right at top dead center. Down on the floor has real nice carpet. I would imagine that was redone when they did the leather. And the seats, if you could only feel this, but take my word for it, this is glove soft new leather. It smells so good in here. It's done professionally. Same thing in back. Glove soft, beautiful leather. The side panels, I mean, everything you see is not vinyl. It's all new soft leather. Does have a cloth headliner. And when I talked about Claude's cars being dialed in, the trunk light works, the dome light works, the clock is ticking, the power seat, the power windows, the power vent windows, that's all working. Very impressive interior. My dad actually called me one night when this car arrived. It was in our shop, and he was walking through to see what we had after hours. And he called me to say, you see the interior on that Continental? So it's a 368 motor, V8 motor. I think it's about 300 horsepower. Unique Lincoln finned valve covers. And then the exhaust goes out through the fender well, because like I said, it runs down through the rocker panel on each side. I'm going to say everything in here looks proper and respectable. It's not a show car in here, but it's not missing anything. The right air cleaner with all the duct work, the little star on top of the power steering pump. Also has power brakes. And I guess because it's a luxury car, you have two underhood lights. They both work. This is a unique hood insulation pad. It is a little tattered, but I've not seen that on any other car. Battery with a disconnect. Everything just looks to be in good order. Yeah, I was already focused on the interior. I mentioned the door jambs, but they're chromed. There's chrome inserts around the door jambs, just another high-class feature. I see a lot of Rolls Royce similarities with this car as well. So this is an impressive car. How many times did I call it a Lincoln throughout the video? You have to go back and count. It is not a Lincoln. I got corrected years ago. I think I advertised one of these and called it a Lincoln, and that's when I learned. People told me, you don't know what you're talking about. It's a Continental. And I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. It's a Lincoln Continental. Very nice car, good quality, honest car. It's just right. It's straight, done nice, functions really well. I could just sit in that interior tonight. Go to volocars.com. I gave you my impression. Talk to the salesman with your questions or concerns. They can help get this car delivered to your garage. They can help you finance this car at volocars.com. Hope you enjoy the videos. We really got a great lineup of cars. They just keep on coming. Subscribe and click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when the new ones are posted. Thanks for watching.